Yes, people, it's LokiMan07 back with another YouTube video. And in this video, I'm just gonna talk some random malarkey, okay? um, what I want to do is discuss some things. I haven't made a video in a while. It seems like my channel's dead. I've got stuff cooking, okay? I really do have stuff cooking. I will discuss those things. Um, I'm gonna discuss do something that I don't ever do really, which is address the comment section as well. I always tend to reply to people's comments, but my replies are very formal, so I like to go into some things that have been asked on the channel on various videos. So before I disappeared into the void, um last thing I spoke about was the She-Hulk TV show, which was god awful. I said it and I meant it. There was a few comments. There was a comment from some guy called Drake Hunter. He had a really long comment with no full stops, Mr. Drake, but it was a good comment. But I'm not gonna go through all of that. But he basically, you know, pretty much sums up how disappointing that is. That TV show was. There's a guy called the Skunk Radio who had a shorter comment. Um, and he goes, "They destroyed my favorite character first." All right, because he was pissed off. Had the exclamation marks and everything. Taskmaster was my favorite Marvel character. To be fair, if Taskmaster is your favorite Marvel character, the MCU is going to be the biggest disappointment of your life. It's not even the same character, is it? Right? Like everything about the character, the wit, the banter. It's like she's like this drone dead thing. It's over. Okay. And he goes, "They made him a woman." Um, Also trashed his power and never did a backstory on him. Like I said, Taskmaster, your favorite character, it's over, right? It's not good. Disney's the root of everything that's garbage that makes movies now. I can't believe how much I agree because Disney do things well. So better believe that everything that is being done at Disney is being done on purpose. It's purposefully done. All of this decision making is purposefully done. It's they're spending money on their agenda. We'll put it that way, right? It costs them, but it's an investment. We'll call it that. It's an investment, and they're on it. So if you're not into that type of that what they're investing in, then you're pretty much out of luck when it comes to Disney. But it's getting to a point where the talent that they're getting to produce the shows, they just don't have that edge. They just don't have the cut. The writers are trash. It's just not that great. So don't expect much of anything when it comes to breaking down Disney video occult studies, etc. Unless it's something old. But when it comes to Marvel, I think we're done. Okay, we're done. So thank you, Mr. Skunk Radio Show, for the comment. Much appreciated. I do appreciate people liking and commenting on the videos. Okay. So thank you, sir. What else? What else have I been talking over the past year? I did an occult study of Moon Knight. Right. I did an occult study of Moon Knight. People showed up to comment on that video. There's not any comment on there I want to go over in particular. I did say in that video that I will do an Alice, the movie Alice in Wonderland, an occult study of that. If people want it, and people wanted it, so I am doing that video, but it's going to be a huge video. Okay, that video is in the works, it's in production. and it's on the way. So everybody that commented, it was not in vain. Expect it in spring sometime, right? I should be done with it. But yeah, that video should be good. Should be a nice chunky video. Okay, that's all I want to say about that. But in the Moon Knight occult study video, um, I went over a lot of concepts like life and death, um, the savior archetype, um, the use of water when it comes to imagery of the underworld. I've got a video coming that goes over those themes. It will be an occult study of the video game Final Fantasy X. That should be out very soon, and I'm not joking this time. Couple of days, and we're in. All right. Um, it's about 80% complete. Right. Right. I will dedicate my free time to finishing it off, and it should be here. Um, so there's that. Right. Um, that should be the next video that drops after this one. I'm still going to do a video on Superman also. I did mention that um, in the She-Hulk video. I didn't get around to starting it, but I should have that down in a few days. It's nothing long, all right? I should have that down after uh, the Final Fantasy video. Just thought I'll let you all know. Let's continue. Now I've mentioned these occult studies. All right, I do these occult studies, as you know, if you're watching this video and watch this channel, okay. And obviously the subject attracts some colorful characters, right? I want to take this opportunity to show you to tell people what my stance is when it comes to this subject, right? Because um, it is a weird subject, okay? Um, and why I have so much knowledge on these things, the reason why I have so much knowledge on those things is because I find it interesting, okay? I find history interesting, I find art interesting, and I find mythology interesting. And upon, um, acting upon those interests out of hobby, I've acquired more and more data. There's lots and lots of things that I find interesting, and I try to retain as much knowledge as possible, okay? And therefore it is turned into this person. It does not mean that I'm a wizard, and it does not mean that I'm religious, okay? It just means that I understand these principles, because what a lot of people don't understand is that gods are supposed to be principles. If you look up and you read about Egyptian gods, it will say that the god was a personification of X and Y principle. What does that mean? That means they didn't believe that that god existed. They meant it was a figurehead for a principle. Keep that in mind. Let's check out the rest of these comments. So, first of all, I'd like to bring up Persona 5 and Occult Study. Okay, part 1. Okay, it's a video I done almost 2 years ago now, and they've been sitting there with no comments, hardly any likes for over a year, and then suddenly um, it started to get traction, and people are starting to comment on there. So I thought I'd address some things because, like I said in the video, it's probably the best video you will never watch, because I knew that it was a good video, but I also knew that my channel is very small, so people are not gonna end up watching it, all right? But if you do end up watching these occult studies, they are very, very interesting. Okay, so anyway, uh, first comments from a guy called Kevin French. Okay, says one of the best breakdowns regarding the esoteric influences of Persona 5 from somebody who truly understands the occult leanings of the series. Thank you for this video, bro. Like I said when I replied, thank you for liking and understanding the video. Like, seriously, um, you know, the videos hold a lot of information, not just about the game, not just about the occult, but about life and things that you can retain, just useful information and random information also. But it's very telling about life, because most things that are religious or mythological, tend to be explaining to you what life is, like I say in the videos. So just in general, you're gonna find that video interesting. I always wonder what it would be like somebody discovering that video and that series, because I wish I had somebody who made that video that I could stumble into. I would have loved to hear someone else break things down like that about video games. So I do appreciate, right? Um, this guy, another commenter, Cameron Guitar 444, has questions that are a bit out there, and I did reply. So let's look over this this comment, and I can go into it more because, like I said, I just respond to things quite formally. So he says, okay, so he says, did you play all the way through the game? I know about the occult and witchcraft that is hidden in many movies and television, with the duality and Lucifer and demons being conjured in the game. It's so interesting. I don't want any demons from this game. Right? I just read it how it was written. I've read the comment before, and there's no place to put the full stops. So I'm gonna try and decipher what he means. I think he's, well, obviously he's asking me if I played the game all the way through to the end. Um, yes, I did play the game all the way through to the end. And he says he knows about the occult and witchcraft that is hidden in many games, movies, and television, with duality and Lucifer and demons being conjured in this game. So he's basically saying, yeah, he knows about the stuff within the game. And he goes on to say, demons and Lucifer are real. This stuff isn't to be played with. Okay, and then I comment back. I say, I think you'll be okay, bro. The entertainment industry was built on the occult, so if you could be assailed by demons, it would have happened already. If you find yourself becoming demonic, then you should check your own desires. Not having control of yourself is what lets the self fall. People believe whatever they want in this world and get results positive and negative. You have no other evidence of anything else. So I really think you'll be okay, bro. Stay spiritually strong if you so incline. And what is truly in your heart is what will manifest. Okay? So you know, I pretty much meant what I said there, but I'll expound upon this a little bit more because, like I said, when I make these videos, right, I do tend to break down what is actually there. There is lots and lots of meta on planet Earth, and what I mean by there's lots of meta on planet Earth is that there's lots of people that believe different versions of what they think this world is. From what I can tell, this guy is Christian, because he goes on to say, okay, where is it? Right. He goes, right. Well, the only way it hasn't happened to me is I call upon Yeshua HaMashiach, the one true Son of God, and the demons run. I've seen how Jesus' name works on people, but inviting these spirits into your home, bad idea. The sigil in this game are straight demonic. They are programming people to love Satan and hate God. I mean, at the end of the game, these kids have basically been doing witchcraft to fuck with people, and they fight God at the end, making the witchcraft user look like victims. Um, I can understand that. Like, I respect that. I can respect that interpretation. And of course, you fight Yaldabaoth, who, as the game says, is the god of order. Of course, El or Jehovah or what have you is a god of order, so they are parallel. So yes, and the characters represent chaos or anarchy, anti-establishment, anti-government. Obviously, Yahweh represents government, etc. Now, even the Bible tells you how to bring about certain principles of commerce. Okay, so they're against that because that stuff is very adult and anarchism is very childish, right? And the game explores these principles. I believe, and I think deep down, you believe that this game cannot summon demons into my house and cannot summon demons into your house because I've played the game to the end and you've played the game to the end. When I was playing the game, like I said, I find mythology and stuff interesting, so I clocked on straight away. And I'm sure you're religious, you probably clocked on straight away. But I don't have any dog in the fight, and I played the game to the end. You have a dog in the fight, and you still played the game to the end, which means that you also know that playing this game is not going to bring demons into your house. The sigils and things like that, that is a the more you know thing, because there's not a sigil that isn't in religion. There's not anything zodiacal that is not in the Bible. Okay, the Bible, you go through all of the zodiac, right? And instead of you saying, "Hey, look, that's the zodiac is told to you as stories in that book." So there's, and of course, if you just look around, go to a church, you will see all of the sigils. Okay, so you know, be mythologically. In fact, just explore Christianity itself. Right, look around you. Right, um, it's a very interesting study, of course, and with your own belief, I'm sure you will find it probably even more interesting than me. Okay, but I'll give you an example about Joker being linked to a Christian character, what he's doing being linked to a character that is Christian, that is does the same thing, which is Solomon. Right. So if you look at Solomon, he was able to balance demons and angels. He could get them both under control. And the reason why Solomon is so adhered is because, and why he's linked to knowledge, is because he's walking the middle path. He's not dualistic in any way. So he's he balanced out the dark as he balanced out the good and became the wisest. Okay, right, and that's the metaphor of Joker. He's not walking around with the demons. He's got angels on him. If you don't want to play as any of the demons, you can just choose all of the angelic characters or all of the characters that represent light and order, because it's not just demons on your person. It's neutral entities, demonic entities, and uh, no divine entities also. Right? Tell me I'm lying. You played the game to the end. If you want to play as Archangel Michael, could you play as Archangel Michael? Okay. So and like I said, I mean that with all respect. That is just my opinion, right? I'm just gonna keep it 100. Um, like I said, thank you for your comment and your time. Let's move on. Okay, people. So now we're going to go into occult study part 2 of Persona 5. Right, and this is probably my favorite comment because it's actually really intelligent, right? And I'm going, and like I said, I like to give straightforward. I tend to give formal answers. Don't really go into anything in the comment section, but I do like to reply, and I did reply to this guy, and yeah, this is a great comment. Like, check this comment out. It's amazing, right? He goes, mind blowing stuff. I wonder drastically the themes of Persona 4 differ from Persona 5, and I guess he means I wonder drastically how the themes of Persona 4 differ from Persona 5. Yeah. So I also wonder what the esoteric implications of horns being ever present in most of Persona 4's official soundtrack. Okay. So and also, do I plan on uploading part 3 of the occult study? Okay, so I gave my answer where I said thanks for the comment. I always mean that, right? I actually lost the work I did for part 3 a while back. That is true. I completed the work and was just doing the editing. I was about 80% done, and my hard drive crashed. Not only did I lose occult study of Persona 5, I lost the original Alice in Wonderland occult study, so I'm redoing it. But anyway, um, he he says the thing that I said that is very intelligent is he wonders if the esoteric implications of the horns ever present in Persona 4 soundtrack has any meaning. So the reason why that is a good question is because of the apocalyptic themes of the games. All right, and if you've seen my occult study of Moon Knight, and I went over the judgment card, you'll see that on the card is the deity blowing the horn. This is ever present in religion also, of this blowing of the horn on the day of judgment thing. Um, so yeah, it's a good observation. Very, very intellectual, right? Question, even though it seems random if you don't know what he's on about. But yeah, it's that same principle. Um, this guy's called New Player 5723. New Player 5723. Check out my Moon Knight occult study, even if you haven't watched it. Just like the Persona video, it just tells you a load of information. So even if you haven't watched the show, you're still gonna get a lot out of it. Just the themes, just about things like that, Day of Judgment, the entities that represent that type of stuff, etc. It's a good it's an interesting subject. Okay, so people, the last thing I want to speak about is a video that I did called um, Maleficent, Feminism and Lilith Principle. This is my occult study of the movie Maleficent. It's an interesting study, of course. I talk about how the entity of Lilith is used because principles of occultism is used on mankind, which is what I'm hinting at in the video. And if anybody's catching on, anyway, a couple of days ago, well, a couple of weeks ago, should I say, a guy comes in, quite a colourful character. He had a lot to say about the video. I think he was commenting as he's watching it, so he's going through watching it and commenting, and there's like 10 plus comments. He he went in a bit, but I've sorry I didn't reply, but I'm going to reply now about just one thing in particular, because I do like to be challenged, right? I always say comment below or ask questions, etc. I like to be challenged, and I like to incorporate on the things I've said to make them make sense if they didn't make sense to you. But he did say Mal is her daughter's name. Off the jump, I'll be honest, I don't know who you mean. I didn't know. I don't know if you're talking about Lilith or if you're talking about Maleficent. In the case of Lilith, I don't know anything about her having a daughter named Mag. I'd have to look that up. And when it comes to if it's Maleficent, I have no idea about the lore of the movie. I literally watched it by chance, right? And as I watched it, I was just chilling, but I was like, but I could tell what I was watching, so I ended up making a video about it because it's interesting to me, right? But then he goes on to say, Maleficent is a combo of malevolent and magnificent, but what you put still rings true. I have a little question because obviously when somebody says something like that, you can see how I do things in my video. I will say that something means something and then I'll break it down. When it comes to Maleficent being a combination of magnificent and malevolent, I don't understand how that comes into being because it's not really a play on words, if that makes sense, right? Because Maleficent is a word on its own outside of the character. So it's not a play on words, it's the word. And when I broke down the word, I broke it down by its prefix and its suffix. Now, if we was to break down the word magnificent, for example, where you're getting the ficent from, which is the prefix of magnificent, the ficent is the same as the ficent in maleficent. All right, so magnificent is saying something on its own, and I'll explain. um, we tend to use uh, words. The human race tends to use words that mean big or enlarged as something that means positive. So we'll say something is grand, or oh, doesn't she look great, or doesn't he look great, right? Those are words that mean large, right? That have become used as the word positive or something good, right? And it's the same for magnificent, where magni, the prefix of magnificent, is to enlarge, right? Also, the mag itself is it's the same way how we would use the word brilliant, because mag is means pearl, so it also means pearl like, or working like a pearl, or working large, working brilliantly. That's what magnificent means, right? Just like how maleficent means working in an unproductive way. Um, so I, like I said, that would need to be expounded upon how you come to that conclusion. Is it a guess? Is it from a dictionary? What's going on? All right. With that said, I hope I didn't sound patronizing. If I did, I do actually make me. I am genuinely interested in things like conversations like that, and words being broke down and things being explained as I like to explain them. So if you do see this video, sir, Mr. Zodaris, please enlighten me. I also said that, seeing that you said something about mother making us forget, right? So I'll read that comment actually. Um, you said, I am sorry, mom cursed all of us and made us forget who we are, but we will remember. It's the natural thing that happens. We are spirit and we came from a star. Look for your star from your birth sign zodiac. Mine's Libra. And I think he's talking about constellations, etc. And um, I do know what my star sign is, of course. My that I do believe we're from a star. We're in the heliosphere of that star. We are from the sun. All of the materials that make up planet Earth have been gathered by the sun, and the star's material itself is feeding us. So um, I think the star that we're from is the sun. Um, and when it comes to the whole, I think mom cursed us. I think you mean mom as in Lilith being, as I refer to, the mother goddess or another aspect of the first woman. Obviously, there is no real mother goddess to me, or real first woman to me. It's a reference. It could be the same as Gaia, that represents the principle that came from chaos in Greek mythology. So she came from the nothing, from the zero world, and manifested as Earth, planet Earth, right? Um, if you mean it in that sense, then yeah, Earth does make people forget, because when you pass on your genetic keys, you pass on genetic memories, but of course, when that genetic keys is being passed on through animal or through human or what have you, the keys are limited, so you don't retain your parents' memories and things like that. You just retain survival memories, and of course, this is perfect, because if you retained a whole bunch of ancestral memory, you would be in a bit of a muddle when it comes to you know getting on in years. Species would die out. That's my theory, okay? Because nobody will be compelled to live after a couple thousand. You like, get me out of here. How do I get out? What am I supposed to do? Right? So, of course, everything in nature is kind of perfect. So we live and die as a cycle, because it's the best way for things to have an experience without being bored to death. So yes, people, I think I'll end this video there. Thank you for watching. Um, if you made it through, congratulations. Like I said, stay tuned. This channel will be way more active, and of course, I will still be doing all of the random folly that I do, playing fighting games, etc. I'm looking forward to Street Fighter 6. There's not much I'm playing right now besides JRPGs, to be honest. But I'm looking forward to Street Fighter 6. I'm looking forward to Tekken 8. Um, but other than that, yeah, business as usual. Okay. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace. And if you have any questions, of course, if you got anything to say, any rebuttal, right, throw it in the comment section below. Thank you.